A larger-than-life character recently brought joy to a group of children who especially benefit from it. On workdays at his home in Brazil, Leonardo Moilaert is a lawyer, a 6-foot 7-inch lawyer who looks a lot like Clark Kent. So much so that at a Comic-Con event a few years back, someone secretly shot a video of him that then went viral. After Moilaert found out about it, he started suiting up as Superman and visiting people at charities and hospitals and schools throughout Brazil at no charge to bring them a little kindness and hope. Because he says he feels a connection to the people of the African nation of Ghana, their culture, heritage, and happiness, he recently traveled to a hospital there, inspiring superhero-sized smiles in young cancer patients and their nurses and parents. A worker said this was the first time some of these children had smiled in weeks. And after Superman stayed a while, spending time with each individual child, he flew over to a prosthetics workshop. There, he met with young amputees and played a bit of soccer with them. He met with the people who make prosthetic limbs and called them the real superheroes. Moilaert says the idea behind his work is a simple one: to spread happiness all over. Your nonpartisan recap of international events resumes right now. This is The World from A to Z, and I'm Carl Azuz, so thankful to see you. We are now embarking on a trip around the world in 80 seconds. The U.S. government is planning to sell American F-35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. President Donald Trump made that announcement as he was preparing to host Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House today. F-35s are highly advanced warplanes, and the U.S. leader calls Saudi Arabia a great ally. But some strategists are concerned about China getting access to the jets, as China also has strong ties with Saudi Arabia, and U.S. policy supports Israel's military advantage in the Middle East, an advantage that Israel and some American lawmakers are concerned could weaken if Saudi Arabia gets F-35s. President Trump is pushing for Saudi Arabia and Israel to start a diplomatic relationship, something they've never had before. Elsewhere in the Middle East, some parts of drought-stricken Iran have finally seen rain, and a lot of it. That's caused flash flooding in some western areas of the country. A drought can increase the chance of floods because dried-out soil isn't able to absorb water as well. It rushes over the land instead of soaking into it. North of this region, Iran tried cloud seeding over the weekend. It's an expensive and controversial method of spraying chemicals into clouds with the goal of increasing rainfall. It's not considered a long-term solution, but the country is desperate for fresh water and has even discussed evacuating the capital if its taps go dry.
Word of knowledge. Which of these diseases is not caused by a virus? Chickenpox, influenza, measles, strep throat. Caused by a bacterial infection, strep throat is the only option on this list that is not triggered by a virus.
With colder days ahead, shorter periods of sunlight, and people spending more time indoors, cold and flu season is ramping up, with winter typically being the peak season for those viruses. Of course, you can catch them at any time, and many doctors point to vaccines as a first line of defense. But there are everyday actions we can take to keep our immune system strong.
Respiratory virus season typically peaks between December and February, and as we get deeper into it, it's important that your body is prepared.
I am anticipating, as I think we all are, a rough respiratory season.
There are natural ways to give your immune system a boost, and that starts with getting your underlying medical conditions under control.
Do you have any medical problems that we should be preparing your asthma medications for the fall and winter? Should we be making sure your diabetes is well controlled?
Next, Nozel says make healthy choices. That includes consistent exercise, staying hydrated, and eating foods like fruits and vegetables.
We want our body to have all of the nutrients, not to be deficient in any nutrients.
Getting good quality sleep is also critical for immune system health, as is managing stress. And Nozel's final tip, make sure everyone in the family frequently washes their hands with soap and water.
When you touch your nose, your mouth, your eyes, or even your face, and your hands have not just been washed, you are likely transmitting small bits of virus to yourself throughout the virus season.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
Big thanks to all y'all who've been subscribing and commenting on our YouTube channel. That includes Mrs. Fast's class at Duncan Lake Middle School. Hello to our friends in Caledonia, part of the Great Lakes state of Michigan. Making our way to Madison, Mississippi next, where we're excited to see Coach Mulder's class. St. Joseph Catholic School is the home of the Bruins. And how about the Howlin' Huskies? Mr. Heitoff's class, we see you at Winterset Junior High School in Winterset, Iowa.
On this date in world history.
When it comes to time, there's EST, CDT, MST, and back in 1883 there was SRT. Glad we cleared that up. SRT stood for Standard Railway Time. It was established on November 18, 1883. It designated 4 time zones across America, and what that did was clear up a lot of confusion about time when its accuracy was becoming increasingly important due to train schedules and telegraphs. The time zones were quickly adopted by cities across the country, making SRT a standard well beyond the railways. Exactly 45 years afterward, a famous cartoon character appeared to audiences for the first time. Mickey Mouse made his debut in an animated short called Steamboat Willie. It was remarkable in part because it synced up animation with sound, and while Walt Disney and UB Iwerks overcame a number of challenges to produce the cartoon, it was an immediate hit and tremendous boon to the industry.
Where in the world? This nation got its independence from France in 1956. It's one of the countries in northern Africa that borders the Mediterranean Sea. You'll find it between Algeria and Libya, and its capital is Tunis. This is Tunisia, a parliamentary republic of more than 12 million people.
Wood-fired pizza? That's actually a log of compacted olive residue, the waste material left over from pressing olive oil. Last year, the world produced more than 2.5 million tons of olive oil, and we're on track to produce even more this year. It's a huge industry which leaves a huge amount of leftover material. Pressing olives into olive oil creates liquid and solid residue called pomace, or phytora. Both are phytotoxic, inhibiting plant growth, and antimicrobial, suppressing the growth of microorganisms. So, dumping the stuff can affect the environment. Tunisia is the 4th largest producer of olive oil, and its phytora, about 1.5 million tons of waste per year, which is being dumped. But a company called Bioheat has found a way to recycle phytora and make a profit.
Bioheat est une entreprise tunisienne.
Bioheat is a Tunisian company specialized in the valorization of olive residue for the production of solid fuel, which can be used in wood stoves, fireplaces, and wood-fired ovens. It is an alternative to wood.
On a développé.
Bioheat compacts the olive process residue into phytora briquettes. Mohamed Harar uses them to fire up his pizza oven.
Phytora has replaced firewood for us. It gives us better results and saves us money.
The CEO says that 1 kilogram of their bricks replaces 4 kilograms of firewood. What was once waste material can now be a valuable energy source for Tunisia. Restaurants, schools, and guest houses all over the country are buying Bioheat. The company's founder says he wants to turn all kinds of agricultural waste into fuel. Will it catch on anywhere else?
One obstacle that may prevent that is the cost. Bioheat can be more expensive than wood, and even small differences can add up over time depending on how much biofuel a consumer or business needs. So it might not be a solution everywhere, but it's another example of how people are looking for eco-friendly fuel alternatives. Well, we started at a children's hospital in Ghana. We're wrapping near a couple of them in California that happen to have a view of where a new medical tower is being built. Its creative construction crew has come up with a way to amuse the nearby kids with a life-sized Where's Waldo challenge, moving the iconic cardboard cutout every couple days so the kids can seek and spot him. Workers also donated stacks of Where's Waldo books to help the kids keep the fun going. I spy something awesome. What a way to build bridges while building a tower that trains eyes to scope, seek, spot, and sight stripes that searchers have sought for years, turning a work zone into a play zone and giving everyone someone to watch and keep a peeled eye out for. Where's Waldo? He's captivating kids in California and making a cameo on The World from A to Z. I'm Carl Azuz. It means the world to have you watching.